all the way to Connecticut and come back.
We're on.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I think so.
Hey.
Welcome back, everybody, to Good Morning America. I'm just kidding. This is not Good Morning America. This is Going In Deep,
I think
the official broadcast of the Uranus Awards.
Sure.
Join with me are my co-hosts.
You can't see everyone. What's going on?
Oh no, it's just
It is delayed.
Oh, there we are. Mike, scooch in.
Are we still live?
Yeah, Scoochy Smooth.
This
Hey,
is
boys.
a mess.
Let's see. Let's make sure that we're live. I'm going to check it on my phone. If you're watching right now, go ahead and share this because...
We are in fact live.
Oh, great. So this is working.
We are
Welcome!
professionals.
All right.
This works, guys.
So-
Tyler's not here, so like we're all kind of just like, how does this work?
So we'll try this again. My name's Zach. Join with me are my co-hosts, Max and Xander. And we have a special guest today returning from the grave. Are you still on this show, Mike?
It's like coming back home for Christmas.
I'm glad to hear that.
Just in time for Christmas.
What's a Christmas?
It's that special time of year where good little boys and girls get everything they want.
And bad boys and girls are eaten by Krampus.
I love Krampus.
Y'all, I haven't seen that movie.
That's not a movie. That's an actual German urban legend.
No, but
It's
didn't they
also a
recently
movie.
make it a movie?
They did.
They've made like
Yeah.
several shitty movies of it, though.
With Adam
I only
Scott.
remember the Adam Scott one, which was
Yeah.
awesome.
That's pretty good.
But
But we're not talking about Krampus today, unfortunately. We are talking about...
can.
Should we do that instead?
Should we just talk about Krampus? Screw
Yeah.
it. Guys, alright.
I mean,
Never mind.
There's another monster.
Can you
movie.
imagine?
Krampus is good, you guys, but it doesn't have a sexy fish.
It doesn't.
That is true.
Does this one, though?
It totally does.
Were you not turned on the entire time?
Oh, I sure as hell was.
We are talking about The Shape of Water, Guillermo del Toro's newest film. And I was lucky enough to see a live Q&A with Guillermo del Toro and a couple of the actors
Yeah.
after the movie.
Dude,
Before we even talk about it, how was that?
Guillermo del Toro seems like a very nice man. I don't really know what else to say.
That's great.
That's it? That's all you got?
I know that he pitched this story to Sally Hawkins at the 2014 Golden Globes when they were both drunk, and he said, "It's a story I told when I was drunk, and it didn't make me sound less drunk."
That's accurate, I guess.
So he said in this Q&A that he first had the idea for this movie when he was a little kid and watched Creature of the Black Lagoon and saw the scene of the creature swimming under the woman. And that same day, his parents took him to church.
Oh, shut up, Max.
And while he was in church, he thought to himself, wow, I hope the creature from the Black Lagoon has a happy ending.
Literally.
That's kind of cute.
That's great.
I like that.
It's
were-
weird, but I'm into it, I guess.
All right, we can't move any further because it's been weeks since we've had a real Mike's Movie Time, so we got to get that
Oh!
because
Mystery is about to
so
happen,
sick of
y'all.
doing it. I'm not as good.
So, all right. Wait, let me channel Mike a little bit.
You are Mike.
Oh, right.
What's a Mike?
This movie is the greatest romance since Beauty and the Beast.
Which came out like a couple months ago.
Well, there was that one too.
The first version of Beauty and the Beast came out a few months
original
ago.
Beauty and the
Every 8
Beast.
months, there's the greatest romance of all time comes out.
Or Frankenstein and the Franken Bride, whatever that character was
The
called.
Bride of
The Bride
Frankenstein.
of
The Bride of
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Franken
I think we're
Bride.
gonna go Franken Bride when the Jolie movie comes out.
I like mine better, personally. Anyway,
All right.
this is a movie about a beautiful woman. She's mute, and she can't talk to anybody because she's mute.
Minor spoilers, or is she?
No, she is.
No, she is.
Sure is.
Maybe they're like, I just watched this movie like an hour ago, and now I have to like, wait, did I? Was she mute the? That was
Gotcha.
I love that you see the movies right before we do the podcast. I would actually, that's really smart.
helps to keep it fresh.
No, I feel you. Sorry, continue.
There is no mystery that happens. Can I say that about this movie?
You don't think there's any mysteries?
There's mystery.
For like the first 5 minutes until
It's
they
like a little,
show the creature.
little sprinkle of mystery.
There's little snippets and little tater tots of
Just
mystery.
a dash of mystery.
But yeah,
Bam.
beautiful romance between a woman and a thing.
And a fish creature.
A fish creature. There you go.
He's credited as Amphibious Man.
Yeah, he sure is. I
But
love
I'm
that.
gonna call him Abe Sapien for the whole review.
I'm gonna call him
He
Abe.
does look like, yeah,
There.
that's all I could think about
He-
the entire time.
It's the same actor.
Doug
Jones.
Does
right?
he
Yeah.
look like Abe Sapien? He doesn't not look like Abe Sapien, and he is the same man. So,
Fair.
Nailed it.
and Del Toro has straight up denied that this is a prequel to Hellboy, but I disagree.
With David Harbour?
It's like not even set in the same time period.
I don't care. I decided that Abe Sapien is super old in Hellboy.
Yeah, he is.
Oh, all
These are
right.
decisions I'm making without Guillermo del Toro's permission.
So
I would
we
read
got
that fan fiction.
we got Marvel has their own universe. Well, Disney has their own universe now. DC and Guillermo del Toro. Shape of Water is connected to Hellboy 1 and 2.
I mean, there for every
Any more extensions?
No, that's it. It's just starting out.
for every director that has a handful
Dick.
of movies, there's some super fan out there who has found minute, tiny, invisible details in the movies to connect them all into an extended universe. The Tarantino verse, there's a Paul Thomas Anderson verse, a Wes Anderson verse, probably, if you find the right fan.
You know, no one has said that Luke Skywalker wasn't in this movie, so maybe it's connected to Star Wars. We don't know that it's not.
It's a sequel to Star Wars because remember, those took place a long, long time ago.
That is
In
true.
a galaxy far away.
Is Abe
That's-
Sapien Kaiser Soze too?
Yes.
I hate everyone right now.
So wait, we got Kaiser Soze, Abe Sapien, and Luke Skywalker all joining a Jamaican bobsledding team.
Yes. Cool
Yeah.
Runnings too.
Cool Runnings to the Magic Men, or whatever. I don't know.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I'm going to go ahead and say it. This is the best sexy fish movie of all time.
I don't know. A fish
think I
called
agree.
Wanda could give you a run for the money.
I mean, that wasn't a sexy fish movie. That was a delicious fish movie.
fair.
If you haven't seen A Fish Called Wanda, Kevin Kline eats a fish live.
What?
It's pretty funny.
He eats a full tank of live fish.
Oh, it's gross.
You know, never mind.
That's disgusting.
Oh,
Hi, Patrick.
I was starting to think of like Old Boy
Patrick.
with the octopus scene.
yeah.
If
You know
anybody's
that
seen
dude was
Old
a
Boy.
vegetarian, that actor?
Really?
And he did it twice, once for a rehearsal and once for the actual
Oh my
shot.
god. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's get down to brass tacks.
I love when you say brass tacks almost as much as mystery happens.
because
Oh,
we
yeah?
know it's happening.
Can that be my
So,
shirt that we're
yeah.
gonna eventually?
Hell
Brass
yeah,
tacks.
man.
Coming 2018, we've got Mystery Happens as a T-shirt with Zach's little doodle, and then Brass Tacks as a T-shirt with Zach's doodle.
Do you remember the old Apple commercials for like the iPods where they had like a silhouette?
Oh,
Yeah,
that shit was
Can we have
great.
that? And I'll be like,
With your hair
Mystery.
blowing in the wind. Yeah.
and it's inexplicably blonde for some reason. This movie was great.
I really like this movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was
I was gonna say we all glare at Zach as he sits in silence waiting
It
to
was-
answer.
the
It was
usual
okay.
It's adequate.
Doesn't fit my standards, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Just like Coco.
Yeah.
I gave it 5 stars, but that's because there's nothing wrong with it.
So,
Yeah.
sexy fish movie didn't do it for you.
sexy.
You
fish.
gave it a good rating.
I gave it a decent rating.
You gave it. Okay.
You want to talk about it? I mean, we don't have to say for.
No,
yeah, we'll
I
save
wanted
it.
to get on the live stream just
All
so we
right.
could sit here and be Muppets.
Well,
Be
Muppet
opposed.
Max.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. I gave it 4 out of 5.
It's a good rating
is
for you.
very-
But
high.
as we've discussed previously on how I rate things, that's like an
You don't
80%
rate
for
things
me.
like a normal human being should.
I rate it the same way you would rate like a paper. When I go see a movie, that's like a director turning in an assignment to me.
To be
Sure.
fair, I think we all rate things in a different way,
We all do. That is
which is okay.
That is true.
That's okay. We're all special snowflakes.
But that's why I hate our 5-star system.
I think
It's
10 would be too
letterboxed.
complicated.
Listen,
It's letterboxed.
But there's so many times I'm like, oh man, I want to give this like a 3.7. Do I give it a 3.5 or a 4?
I mean, that's what we have this podcast for. The concrete star rating is just for letterboxed, really, and it's for the average. But you know, we're here. You can
You can give it a
do
3.75. You can also, if you want, Zachary, you can have an Instagram live video weekly or YouTube channel.
Zach's
where
Bitch
you,
Fest.
Zach's Bitch Fest. I would watch the
That's not
shit out
butt
of that.
related.
So
Zach's Shit Fest.
That's butt-
someone do
That's
some
butt
maths for me.
Oh.
What would be like an 85% in our rating?
I went to school for theater. I don't know.
That's like that still fits into like the 4-star rating, I suppose.
yeah,
It'd be like a
um,
4.2 or something.
4.5 is like a 90.
Right. It'd be less than that. So I guess 4.2 2.5.
Close enough.
2.
Okay, so what brought it down to that for you?
Likes and dislikes.
I mean, I can get more into spoilers, but
All right, we'll save that for the spoiler section, but just simple stuff that doesn't spoil the movie.
I guess for me, the things that I liked about the movie were Guillermo del Toro's style, which he really relies on. He has a distinct style that he sells himself on, and that's why people love him. I liked Michael Shannon's villain.
God, I love him.
He's really good.
Yeah, he's great playing a sociopath.
He sure is.
He was actually, side note, he was at my theater the other night.
Was he?
No way.
I didn't talk to him, but I did hear him.
Eat him.
He was with a friend and a bodyguard, and I decided to walk a little slower to the office just so I could.
Absolutely.
He was standing in front of the Black Panther poster, geeking out about it.
That's cool.
He's like, "Hey, did you see what's his name? No, Martin Freeman. Yeah, he's like, Martin Freeman's in this movie. I freaking love that guy.
Damn.
Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Wouldn't expect him to have a bodyguard.
all celebrities that come to my theater have bodyguards.
Okay. fair enough.
Absolutely.
I'd expect him to just
Yeah, because
rip out the throat of any enemy.
fans-
in his own
Like
team.
Liam Neeson doesn't need a bodyguard.
it happens often. Fans will come up and walk to them. The bodyguards will be like tap tap after about 10 seconds, and that means leave them alone now.
Sure.
Gotcha.
I feel you.
And the monster was really cool.
Abe Sapien.
Yeah. But if this movie was directed by anyone else, I don't think it would have had the same
Probably not.
kind of reception.
Well, this is his shit.
Yeah.
I don't think the story was like that great.
Certainly
Really?
no American.
Yeah, and I don't really think there's a lot of like.
But I don't think the story. The story's ridiculous that there's a relationship between a human and a
Sexy fish.
Abe. But I think it's more about the way it was shot.
Yes.
The good old honest Abe himself, and just basically what Guillermo del Toro did to the movie was what was so impressive. Not necessarily the story. Like if I read this in a book, I'd be like, "Oh, this is cool," but like the movie itself was
He
just
said in the Q&A
gorgeous.
that was all practical effects, but they
Yeah.
touched up the eyes with
Yeah.
CGI.
Yeah,
Like for
because I
blinking and
think
stuff.
it blinked sideways, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Am I
Something
right?
like that,
Yes.
yeah.
It was gorgeous.
I'm gonna watch it again, so I'll pay more attention. It
was wonderful.
Yeah.
But all jokes aside, though, like Xander bringing up Abe
we joking?
Sapien, like this creature isn't anything we haven't necessarily seen before.
It was just done better.
it's pretty much his Creature of the Black Lagoon.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a modern Creature of the Black
And
Lagoon.
compared to his other movies, I wouldn't say that this is his best movie.
I wouldn't either.
It's a poll I ran on Twitter. People did not say that it was his best. I didn't ask specifically what was, but
I think most people would agree Pan's Labyrinth is
Right.
probably his best.
I would say so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pan's is his best.
I really liked, what was the last one he made? Crimson Peak?
Crimson Peak. Not a huge fan of that one.
with Tom Hiddleston.
I
right?
liked that one.
I liked stuff in it.
I thought that one was good.
I wanted to watch it, but then I realized it was scary, so I didn't.
Pacific Rim was okay.
But it's not.
Pacific Rim was so bad.
It's not a ghost story. It's a story with a
I love
ghost in it.
Pacific Rim.
The one
Outta
with
here.
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim was totally awesome.
I loved it.
It was.
Yeah, I think you're out on this one now.
Remember how you guys say I like everything? I did not. I thought that movie
Really?
was not good.
That movie's pretty good.
That's why I'm really excited about the John Boyega
Hold
one.
up. Do you like it better than Transformers?
Okay, so
There's
I
a-
should add this to the Uranus Awards website. Movies I'm embarrassed I love. All of the Transformer movies.
Oh my
Ow, my
gosh.
face. Your face.
They're not as good as
Embarrassing.
the ones where Mark Wahlberg came in. They're not as good as the Shia LaBeouf ones, but like all three Shia LaBeouf ones, I love.
How do you feel about the Bumblebee spinoff?
John Cena's in it.
Yeah.
And if you know me, my favorite human being and literally my idol is John Cena, because I've been watching WWE religiously since I was 5 years old, and John Cena is my favorite wrestler of all time. Everything he does, I'm obsessed with. I think what he does for outside of the ring is amazing. What he does for Make-A-Wish, he's granted the most wishes out of literally anyone ever.
I thought Dave Bautista's your favorite.
No, I love him, but he's great. His little glasses are great.
I'm
No.
I'm gonna poop in your Star Wars hat.
So, John Cena can do no wrong in my book. So I'm really excited about it. I'm all about Transformers. I actually even enjoyed this last one.
Here's the frustrating thing too about Guillermo del Toro is, he's great as a director because of his visual unique style. Like when you watch a Guillermo del Toro film, like you can tell it's a Guillermo del Toro film.
It's so cool when the directors have that.
He has a history of starting and giving up on more projects than he ever actually has finished.
That's true. Like, I was so depressed when the Mountains of Madness movie fell through.
Oh yeah, so sad.
Yeah.
Mountains of Madness, Hellboy 3, Justice League Dark.
I don't think Hellboy 3 was his fault though. That was like a funding problem.
Can I
wasn't
also
it?
be honest? I didn't like Hellboy 2.
Why do you talk?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
I haven't seen Hellboy 2 since it was in theaters, so I can't
I
comment.
recently watched it like a month ago, and I was like,
Really?
I'm bored.
I love both of those movies.
And it has such a great score among like everyone, and I'm just like, really?
It's really visually striking more than anything.
I mean, like Hellboy himself is awesome, but I was kind of bored.
Here's the thing
It's
about
very pretty,
yeah, exactly.
but so is Valerian.
Here's his thing is
That's what I'm saying.
You're trying to give me a stroke!
he uses a lot of
poo-poo-poo.
practical effects for his monsters, and those practical effects have a very distinct image because a lot of them almost have like brighter colors, so they kind of contrast to the dark world around them.
Look at you being a little film critic.
Oh,
You're so
look
cute.
at that.
The
He's also correct.
No, totally.
like Hellboy is a very like vibrant red compared to the the dark world. And you look at like the David Harbour Hellboy reboot that we're gonna get, and that Hellboy looks like a couple shades darker.
Sure.
Even
50 Shades Darker.
50 Shades darker.
50 Shades Hellboy.
Well, there's only
Guys,
that,
let's write a
like
movie.
one picture, isn't there?
I'm in. What?
There's only that one picture of him like in the
Yeah, he's just like,
makeup and
That's
everything.
okay,
six-pack.
fair.
That's like a concept picture or like a poster,
That's not even a concept. Like that's an actual photograph.
but it's not like what it's gonna look like in the movie. We'll get like different.
I'm sure it's a pretty
colors.
accurate idea.
I mean, like lighting and stuff. He's gonna be in different.
I mean, he was behind just a black screen, so
Yeah.
it was literally like a headshot of Hellboy. But that's his makeup and what he's going to look like, I assume. And I think it's going to be really good because in him I trust.
Even in this, like the Creature of the Black Lagoon isn't that typical like dark forest green like the black and white Creature of the Black Lagoon. It's like a bright, vibrant blue.
Yeah,
It stands out amongst everything else.
sure.
like Abe Sapien.
Like Abe Sapien. Even the candy that Michael Shannon's character eats. He's wearing all black and white, but he eats these bright green candies.
Sure.
It's healthier than smoking cigarettes.
Is it though? Diabetes is real serious.
Diabetes. They didn't have diabetes in the 50s.
Obviously not. What do we think of Sally Hawkins? Besides, like, the fact that she was perfect.
I think she's one of the most underrated actresses we have today.
Yeah.
She did this movie called Happy Go Lucky years ago, which was an insanely great performance that was just very overshadowed by everything else that year. And she's just in a lot of great works since then. And I want her to take everything. I'm pushing her hard for Best Actress at the
I am
Academy
too.
Awards too for this. Because a silent performance can be either great or terrible.
That's why the artist was so impressive.
Like,
Well, for many other reasons, but...
did anyone see this movie from the 90s called The Piano with Holly Hunter?
No.
I despise that movie, and she's a mute character in it, and she's terrible. Like, famously, she won the Academy Award over Angela Bassett for playing Tina Turner, which is
Right.
a crime. But like, yeah, it's to me is a bad performance, and mute performances can have like a 50-50 chance for me because they're difficult.
Yeah. A lot can be told through silence, and she nailed it. And a lot can be told through her facial expressions.
Yep.
And Jesus Christ!
And-
Also, thank you, Octavia Spencer, for giving
my
her
God.
a lot of to work with.
Oh my
Because
God.
like being mute, you can only do so much. But I think Octavia, who is also she's not underrated. She's one of the greatest actresses right now. She
She's
is
real hot right now.
so wonderful, and she was so easy to just like play off of. I feel like for Sally, I feel like that was so easy for her.
But check this out, though. We got Octavia Spencer's character, right? And then we got Richard Jenkins' character, who is a closeted homosexual. And they have most of the dialogue in this movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the amphibian man and Sally Hawkins' character Eliza are both completely mute for the whole film. So yeah, what other movie has a black woman and a gay man talking for the most of the film?
Sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I was pretty awestruck by this movie, visually.
Oh yeah, but like from the beginning, there's that whole opening tracking shot that's in the underwater apartment, which is clearly just
That
like,
was
like a vivid,
gorgeous.
like a dream or like a narration visual of some kind that was.
And it
just
kind of
like-
just like foreshadowed to the
But
end.
it was so
Yeah.
pretty, and it was so cool seeing everything float like it would if it was underwater, and that was in the trailer too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sally Hawkins sort of descending on her couch while she's sleeping. That
Right.
was so cool to watch.
Mike, what did you think?
I thought it was a pretty beautiful film. Like, it had all the perfect lighting for, like, water effects and stuff. Like, in the opening shot, you get the, like, teals and blues and stuff and, like, light kind of flickering, like I said. But it just, like,
Yeah.
really worked for, like, what Zach was talking about, with, like, visually striking elements.
But that's all it has going for it.
Well,
That's not
I
true.
thought it was pretty cool.
If you do think about it, the very most simple way to describe this movie is identical to Pan's Labyrinth. It's a film that takes place during a real-life war that has magical elements.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can see that.
I mean, it's a little bit of a stretch, but still. The production design of the laboratory in particular, how everything was so massive, was that felt really real, because, like, you know, as time has gone on, everything has gotten smaller, more compact, and thinner. You know, technology mostly, but yeah, everything in this movie was so super massive, and it looked really cool.
Like, had, like, a chunkiness to it, I
It's
guess.
essentially like they didn't even bother researching; they just like tore it right out of time itself, which was really cool.
Again, I think what you were kind of saying, like, the plot is nothing to necessarily write home about.
The plot's
But it doesn't-
simple. It's Beauty and the Beast with a fish.
It's not even Beauty and the Beast, though. I mean, the whole
Which
point
came out a few months ago, by the way.
Oh, thanks. The whole point of Beauty and the Beast was that he turns back into a human at the end.
Well, yeah.
This is literally like an animal.
That's not the
when
point
I
of
say
Beauty
it's
and the
Beauty
Beast,
That's
and
the
the Beast,
point.
when I say it's
Yeah.
Beauty and the Beast with a fish, I am talking like in a super simple sense. It's a hot girl with a monster. That's it. That's all I'm saying.
You could have like had this same movie about like a dog.
Sure.
Which, you know, have you seen A Dog's Purpose?
I refuse to see that movie.
Don't.
I would literally rather
Okay.
gouge out my left eyeball with a spork than watch that movie.
Part of me
That's
doesn't
what-
want to know, but part of me has to know what is a dog's purpose.
Oh, it's this very sappy.
I will never watch that movie.
stupid
I don't want to.
about
I do not feel
a
like
dog.
crying.
You see his life, and then, you know, he dies very early in the film, and the dog is voiced by Josh Gad. You're hearing his inner monologue the whole time. When the dog
forgot it's
dies,
Josh Gad.
his soul jumps into a new dog body, and we see that dog's life. And
Is
then
there any
It
bestiality?
happens
though?
5 times. No, not at all.
Oh man,
It happens like 5 times, 5 different dogs, and I did not.
I'm missing out.
There was
then.
also a little controversy during this movie. Some very selfish and stupid person who was on the set
Oh yeah, I remember
took a
this.
short video of a scene where they were filming the dog being in a raging pool of water to simulate a river, and they only filmed the part that looked like the dog was in distress to get the movie in trouble. But I guarantee that is not.
No
what
dogs were
was
harmed
going
in the making of that film.
on. Not even close. So,
How do you know? You've never seen it.
I will not. Just like I won't watch.
I mean, don't see it, but only because it's a bad movie.
No, I'm not saying it because I don't do well with animals dying, even
Right.
if they come back to life. Even like horses, like
I
in
don't
Lord of the
either.
Rings and shit.
I don't really.
I don't do well with it.
I don't either. You kill as many humans as you want, but if you hurt a dog, you're losing a star.
100%. I mean, you don't lose a star necessarily, but that is very hard for me to watch. Like,
Sometimes it's like a really good plot point, though. Like, look
not
at
to say that it's not important or like
Look at
that
I
you
Am
shouldn't.
I mean, this is a
Yeah.
testament to
that works.
Totally.
That works.
That hit.
not like
Yeah.
that movie.
I thought that movie was great.
I like that
It's a
movie.
testament to how good Wes Anderson is at making movies, because he kills dogs in like 3 of his movies at least.
Think I was gonna spoil something. Remind me that they kill some sort of creature in this movie, and I was like,
I won't forget.
Oh no, that's a big point for me.
yeah. So we'll talk about that in spoilers.
Yeah.
But
See, I thought it was cool having a little Boardwalk Empire reunion with Michael Shannon and Michael Stuhlbarg here. That was cool.
I never watched that show.
I love that show. It's so
I
good.
stopped watching that show after a guy did his mom.
Okay.
That was where I checked out.
A lot of people did his mom.
Yeah, but he had to be one of them.
Gross.
Let's see. I don't know what else to talk about in the non-spoiler section. I'll mention the acting again. Richard Jenkins and Octavia Spencer were
Acting was like
great.
101.
Sally Hawkins was
Yeah.
great. Michael Shannon played a very convincing and fun to watch villain. I won't call him complex because he's played that very same kind of villain many times, but it's still compelling to watch every time he does it. It's like a food that's bad for you, but you keep eating it.
Yeah, he was pretty brilliant.
I love him.
Should we? Oh wait, before we move on, I need to give a shout out because I told everyone I would to our patrons on Patreon.
Yay! Thank you for
We just
money.
got a bunch, so thank you. If you haven't, www.patreon.com/Uranus Awards. We're also doing a giveaway. Once we reach $100 a month, you can receive a Space Jam Steelbook,
Woohoo!
which is a fancy Blu-ray. It'll be sent to you for free.
That
You
is
get
something.
automatically entered if you give $1.
Yeah.
You're automatically entered.
In fact, why don't we at some point soon Instagram that steelbook photo? That would.
Oh, I have.
Heck yeah.
Oh, you have?
Oh, yeah.
This is proof that I don't look at our Instagram.
Be better. So, shout out to Brandon Ray, Andrew Morrissey, Daniel Hodis, Kathy Meddings, Christian Juarez, and Allison and Carrie. So, thank you guys so much.
You guys are great. Mwah! We love you.
And again, if you literally donate $1, once we reach $100 a month, we will be doing monthly giveaways.
Yep.
So, like, steelbooks, movie posters, movie tickets, merch, whatever, Funko Pops. We just gave a Funko Pop away to, because we just reached 100 YouTube subscribers. We just gave a Spider-Man Homecoming Funko Pop away to Austin Knoll.
Nice.
If he's watching, I just sent him a Spider-Man Funko Pop. So again, $1 a month, you can win lots of things and help us out.
Yeah. So thank you again. The score, by the way, by Alexandre Desplat, amazing. The score for Shape of Water.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Take your word for it.
Back to Shape of Water.
What?
Wait, whoa, wait a minute.
I don't remember the score.
I do. I
It was gorgeous.
I
I
can
think
hear
it
it
stood
right
out
now.
that much to
But
me.
you don't. Like
Oh my god, it was so
the
good.
music.
It was great. In fact, I know
I'd say, I guess
the
I don't
composer
remember
himself
it.
actually provided his own whistling for the score in the movie, which was really tight.
Huh.
Yeah.
Someone said, how does it compare to Crimson Peak?
it is a lot.
I like
better
Crimson
than
Peak more.
Peak.
You like Crimson Peak more?
I don't. I think Crimson.
Have
Peak
not
has
seen it.
tons of
I haven't seen
flaws.
Crimson Peak because I don't do well with horror movies, but now that I do the Uranus Awards, I have to watch it. So I'll watch
Crimson Peak has so much more mystery happens.
it. I will say, though, Tom Hiddleston is my favorite person in the MCU, so
He's
anything
good.
he does, I will watch. I just didn't want to watch it because it looked a little scary.
The problem is they billed Crimson Peak as such a different movie than it was, and I wanted something else from it, and what I got was not comparable.
It wasn't going to be like.
It wasn't comparable or better
It's like a really good Victorian era haunted house movie.
from a visual standpoint.
So
yes,
I
but
kinda get
didn't
that.
care much
He-
for the story.
He kind of wanted to do Mountains of Madness, but couldn't. So he did kind of like
Yeah.
that.
There were some very cool visual
Similar.
shots in Crimson Peak, and
It looked great. I was just like,
but yeah, no, didn't
Too
care.
spooky.
Did not care for
Yeah.
the story. I thought Jessica Chastain, who's usually great, hammed it up a little too much in the wrong direction.
what was
Yeah.
that face?
I was shocked that he said that. Jessica Chastain was great.
She was fine,
Uh-oh.
not her best, not even close.
Wow.
So yeah, Crimson Peak. Let me put it this way: Crimson Peak's a movie. The Shape of Water is a film.
Okay.
Speaking of films, we're already talking about films. Spoiler alert, we don't have the red thing behind us because Tyler's not here.
Oh yeah.
But pew pew pew, there's spoilers
you know,
happening
doing
right
this
now.
doesn't actually put anything there, right?
Are you sure?
Not with that attitude.
Just pretend it's red, everybody.
Yeah. All right.
Wait, you can't see all the way out there?
All the way into the universe?
And before we get into spoilers of this film, let's talk about Audible.
Oh, yeah. Go
Tell
ahead.
me more, Xander.
Well, Audible.com is a great little service there that gives you audiobooks. If you go to www.audibletrial.com/Uranus Awards, you can get yourself a free audiobook download and a 30-day free trial on us, which is great.
Wow, what was that website again?
That's www.audibletrial.com/Uranus Awards. And you can check out great audiobooks like The Disaster Artist, which is now playing in theaters, and Phasma, which is...
Phasma, Harry Potter, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One, narrated by Will Wheaton.
Will Wheaton.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's a great thing. I actually just started re-listening to Harry Potter 1 last night by Jim Dale.
Jim Dale.
Jim Dale.
There's the Jim Dale narration, and then there's also the Stephen Fry narration. There's two narrators.
I like the Jim Dale, I think.
The Jim Dale one's a little better.
Anyway, there's lots of great stuff on there. Check it out. It's on us.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Get yourself psyched for Ready Player One.
Yeah.
What about The Room or The Disaster Artist?
I said the Disaster
Lots of
Says
things.
that
They have
the
Lord of the
Disaster
Rings.
Artist was the first thing I said.
No, I know. I'm just saying, like,
Mike, literally get it together.
no, so like The Disaster Artist is a fantasy
when did you
film,
even
right?
get here?
The Disaster Artist is a fantasy film.
Shouldn't
it be on the
It's a true
Uranus?
account of a filmmaking extravaganza.
No, because
Burns
Tommy Wiseau is not a real person, right?
You
That's
look
true.
him
He
in
is
the
a
face
vampire.
and tell him that. You see what he says.
He's a vampire.
He's vampire-ish. Yeah, he actually does say he's a vampire.
Y'all, I still haven't seen it.
What are you doing with your life?
I'm trying to make the Uranus
Oh.
Awards actually happen.
I'm not going to spoil anything plot-wise about Disaster Artist, but stay till after the credits. There's a post-credit scene that I found out about after I saw the movie, and I have to see it again to see it.
Well, Xander, tell me more.
there's a
No, I don't want to know. I don't want to know. 'Cause
I don't
haven't
know
even
what
seen
it
The
is.
Room.
I don't know what it is, because I found out that it exists after I had already seen the movie, so stay till after the credits.
I might go see it again.
Light
now.
bulb change. Okay, so spoiler alerts have happened. Let's talk about spoilers. Zach, you had something that was
Shape of
very...
Water!
Yeah, so this creature that she kidnaps and puts in her bathtub eats her neighbor's cat, and her response is to have sex with it.
Kidnaps.
And that...
No.
Go on.
What the fuck,
She doesn't
man?
kidnap it.
Well, yeah, she does.
She
She steals.
She sure does.
She steals
Oh,
Ape
well.
Sapien from the lab.
But he didn't want
if
to
you
be there.
came to my apartment and
Still
stole my
stealing.
dog, I would call that kidnapping. And I
That's
keep
accurate.
using dog because this thing has the intellectual capacity of about a German Shepherd, maybe less. Those are really smart dogs.
Did we
I
watch the
wouldn't
same
say
movie?
that. He's,
Clearly
smart,
not.
he's smarter than a dog.
Yeah.
He's,
How
I
smart-
would say he's like gorilla-like.
he's like a dude that lived in the Amazon all his life and can't speak.
Yeah, I
He's
would say like he's
Tarzan.
like a very, very
Like,
intelligent gorilla.
He learns sign language immediately upon seeing it.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's like a gorilla.
A very, very close to
Closer.
human gorilla.
That's closer than the dog.
Yeah.
So yeah, he kills a cat in response to the fact that he had never seen a cat, and the first thing the cat does is hiss violently. So yeah, he attacks the cat.
No, he doesn't just attack the cat. He eats the cat.
He
No,
eats the head of
He
the
eats
cat.
the cat's head, which was a gruesome scene, but a completely understandable one given the circumstance in that he had never seen a cat, and the first thing it does is act angrily at him.
Yeah.
Oh, food.
He's a wild
It makes
monster.
sense. He's literally a wild animal.
He's a creature.
I don't disagree with the fact that he's a wild animal, but so am I.
I mean,
Like,
pretty much Brendan.
But this
Fraser,
wasn't like Free Willy of we gotta set him free from his captivity.
Which-
kind of.
hashtag PETA. No, this was
Get out.
I'm in love with this the movie. I'm in love with this animal. Let me put it in my bathtub and fuck it.
Isn't that the plot to Encino Man, though? Brendan Fraser is a caveman. He did mostly the same thing in that movie. This was like a modern-day Encino Man.
But here's the thing about, okay, the reason, do you get the reason why they had sex? And why they're, like, in love?
Yeah, she was mute and couldn't get any from anyone else.
No!
Yeah.
No! It's so
Yeah.
much more than that.
No, it's not.
It's what you said.
Would you
is-
like to explain?
accurate.
What you said is not true.
But there's so much more to
but
that.
there's so much more. Like,
He understands.
Then why was she
her.
playing DJ every morning in the bathtub?
don't you?
sometimes. Like every other day.
Called
People
out.
masturbate. It happens.
I've never heard of that. Okay.
I'm just saying, to me, that scene made it clear that she was lonely.
Well,
Of course
yeah,
she was
obviously
lonely.
she was.
But also she finally found someone, I'm saying someone, who understood her, who's different like her, and like can communicate.
It was an animal. It would have understood anything that was nice to it.
Is much different than a common animal, though. Like, it
Right.
communicated with
Yeah.
her. They had conversations.
It started
It
doing
was a
Hand
different
gestures
conversation than anything
immediately.
she's ever talked to anyone before.
Gorillas, chimpanzees, parrots, all capable of communication.
Not on that
Dolphins.
But it
Yes,
never had
on
the
that
but it
level.
never but she never had the communication with those animals.
So if she had the communication with a gorilla and the gorilla was talking back in sign language, would she have fucked that?
If that was the shape of gorillas, then maybe.
It was
Would
the
you
ancient-
go watch The Shape of Gorillas and call it beautiful?
Starring Sally Hawkins, directed by Guillermo del Toro, you bet your ass.
Oh man.
Planet.
It'd be a little bit more of like
Every
angry
day we
sex, but-
every day we stray further and further from God.
I mean, that means we get
Jesus.
closer and closer to peace, compromise, and progress.
Zach, do you know what an affront is?
No.
That's
I
that
know
creature.
you don't.
An affront?
That was a line that Shannon said in the movie.
Dude, I saw this movie like
Do you
2
know
weeks
what
ago.
an affront is?
That's pretty good.
Oh, okay.
I saw this movie like 2 weeks ago. I don't remember that line, but look,
Do you have more to say, Mike?
I'm glad this movie got made for
Are you?
for 7-year-old Guillermo del Toro.
This is why I don't understand
That's
your,
why I'm
your
glad-
star ratings. You gave it a 4, yet one of the biggest parts of the movie, you're like, what?
Like, the way you're talking, it sounds like you're giving it like
2.5.
a 70 or like a 65.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say it was about a B.
The way you talk about it makes it sound like a D.
I don't know.
The acting was good. The visuals were good.
If I were letting you tell me what all of this and I hadn't seen the movie, I would think this is a shitty movie.
great
Yeah.
villain. I appreciate the subplot. I just don't like the general idea. Just seemed ridiculous.
And Belle falling in love with Man Bear Pig is less ridiculous?
That makes more sense to me because he was a human.
But she didn't know that.
Yeah, she did.
Not at first.
No.
She totally sees the portrait or whatever.
Not to
Yeah,
like
she
way
sees a
late.
portrait of
With the three...
She sees a portrait of the guy from Legion and like, oh cool, he's a Marvel fan. Also, he's a murderous monster man bear pig. She doesn't know that.
she doesn't
the
know
same
that he
dude.
was ever a human until it's, told.
And also, he has a magic flower. I wonder if that's connected. Maybe not. Look, a talking teapot.
I'm pretty sure she.
Let
knew
me ask
that
you
was
this.
a human.
Wait, okay, here. Let me ask you this question. Wouldn't you have sex with this amphibian monster?
No, my limitations on having sex with non-human things are the Captain Kirk method of it has to be an alien that looks like a chick with a different skin color, or a chick with 3 boobs.
Ape
Okay.
Sapien had a dick.
It was like
The way they
do, like, a
described it
visual
was so... I was like, oh my god!
it
It was
opens up and something,
And then it just
comes-
comes out.
was-
I was like,
that was
What
the perfect
the
representation of
fuck?
show don't tell. I love that in
my
movies.
it was great.
Like
Because everyone was wondering.
Like,
I was like, how did it work? And
would've
she
been
literally just, in her
it
mute
would have
way,
been so
just
bad
did it.
if Octavia was like, he's got a thing that comes out of the thing like a thing. Oh my god!
And it was just her, just
It's just like
hand motions.
oh,
It
I
was
love it.
so good.
So yeah, he's got a dick. He's got a face. He's got feelings.
Oh, a genuine question. What did you guys think of the little singing?
That is
That was fun.
little jumping ahead, but that's my most memorable moment nomination.
Interesting.
Yeah, because there are usually scenes with a mute character, whatever the movie is, where we see them speak in like an imagination.
Right.
We hear their inner monologue. We hear them speak before they lost their voice. Whatever the case, and usually it's basic, but they decided to go the extra mile and make it like an old Hollywood musical.
Yeah, it was very
And that
Fred
was-
Astaire.
That was absolutely adorable, and I've only seen the movie once, but I can already play that entire scene front to back in my head over and over again. I thought it was really beautiful.
To see Doug Jones dancing around
Yep.
in costume. That was
Absolutely.
pretty great.
Del Toro was fully brave with this movie. He's like, I'm making my movie my way, and everyone's gonna let me.
Yeah.
I think it worked.
Yeah, I think at this point that studios just go, "Wow, you're actually making a movie? Here, just take the money and just do whatever the hell you want. People will see it."
Although this movie has his longest production schedule. I think he started production on it in 2012 or something.
Jesus Christ.
At least pre-production,
Yeah.
Really?
like concept designs and stuff. He didn't actually get it off the ground to start filming until 2015.
That's a really long time.
And Sally Hawkins was the first choice. Octavia Spencer was the first choice, and Michael Shannon was the first choice. Richard Jenkins was not the first choice. The role
He was
actually
so good.
he was fantastic.
Holy
He was wonderful,
moly.
and I couldn't imagine anyone else doing it. But the role was written for, get this, Ian McKellen.
Interesting.
I think he would have been really good, but there was something about Jenkins in this movie.
He's the reason I cried during this movie. I don't know. I don't remember what part it was, but there was a moment towards the end where he said something.
There's the poem.
I think so, and,
Oh,
and I started crying.
He's like, "What would I tell you about her if I told you about her? I would just think of this beautiful poem." And it talked about a poem, how water surrounds you like my love.
It was
I don't know
beautiful.
what the poem is, but it was great.
Is that a real poem?
Yeah.
He was a great character that I thoroughly enjoyed, but I thought the whole like scene in the diner with the guy rejecting him and being like, "This here's a family restaurant, you hear?" I thought that was a little too like on the nose cliche. Like,
Yeah, but it was the time. It was
Wait, what do you mean
accurate.
on the nose. It's supposed to be like,
It's a Cold War film. That shit happened all the time.
yeah.
yeah, but it was just I don't know. It
You
just
didn't
felt,
feel
it felt
for
a
him
little
at all?
cheesy. No, not at all.
Are you kidding?
Really?
me?
Not at all.
You've never been rejected by a guy, have you?
No, I can't
It-
say that I have.
I'll
Whoa,
tell you
whoa.
one thing.
I
it
reject him
sucks.
like once a week. Okay.
Shut
No.
up, baby. You know you love me.
No, see, like
Bender's the greatest.
I'll get a tad bit personal, but like it's very hard for gay people and bi people very quickly after they come out to actually open up and ask someone of the same sex out. The first time I did it, I was petrified and I got turned down. It was terrible.
And especially
sure.
during that time
So,
too.
Yeah, I felt hard for this character.
I'm not saying it
Especially
wasn't
the
an
fact that he
impactful
was so
moment.
old, it was like-
I'm just saying I don't feel like it was very well executed.
Nor is any man's approach at asking anybody out ever.
No, I mean film wise.
Oh.
Film wise, it was like not
You felt it was
that
out of place?
yeah,
I didn't feel like it was out of place. I just felt like it was kind of a cheesy scene. Like maybe if anything, it was the guy working the diner's weird, like shitty acting.
But it brings together all these themes about feeling lonely. Like Octavia Spencer's, she plays a wife and she's lonely because her man is like terrible.
Yeah.
And we see that later on in the film where he like
Again.
screws everything up.
I get it.
And that guy's rejected by the pie clerk, whatever his
The
character.
pie clerk.
that's the title.
And
Pie jerk.
and then the mute girl, like she is lonely. Like it's a movie about loneliness and all these characters feeling lonely.
Sure. Again, I get it. I just don't like how it was executed.
If you say executed like you make eggs one more time,
Executor.
Yes.
that's what I was
Yes.
thinking. But like it's execute, not executor.
So how would you have done that scene differently, or would you have taken it out, or what?
Have him go on a date, show up for the date, and the guy's with a bunch of his friends and they beat the shit out of him and he comes home beaten up. That would have been way more
know,
impactful. Impactful,
Why
Max.
doesn't
Is
it
that
have to-
word okay?
You're allowed to say whatever you want. Sometimes you're just wrong.
Why does it have to be violence? Why can't it just be like genuine trauma?
I'm just saying that.
I think that the scene that we got was a much simpler way to do that, because there's a lot of movies where the gay character gets beaten up to death or to an inch within an inch of his life, and we've seen that kind of enough. You know?
Moonlight,
I mean, yeah, Moonlight, that happened.
which Zach didn't
I
like.
a movie-
hate Moonlight.
I know you
Just
do, and you're wrong.
So dumb.
A movie where a gay character just gets plain rejected, albeit in a very homophobic manner, is a little bit refreshing, to be honest.
Zach
Sure.
just wants a good old lynching.
Jesus.
Wow, Mike, that is fucked
Alright.
up.
And kind of accurate.
It is though.
Wow, Xander, that is extremely fucked up.
That's what I liked about that scene, was that it was really impactful and powerful, got the point across, and it didn't have to do it by like beating up a gay character. It was just very real and simple.
I also love that one of the big plot points around his character wasn't that like he was gay. Like, yeah, that was important, but it wasn't like, this is a thing.
Yeah.
This is in your face.
Right.
It was more about him, just like as a character, this is who he is, and like his relationship with Sally Hawkins, and like trying to help her. I thought that was so good. And sometimes a lot of people with gay characters in their movies like to milk it unnecessarily.
I agree.
No,
And this was so tastefully well done.
Yeah. There's also a great little scene where she's trying to convince him to help her break Abe Sapien out of the lab.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, say out loud what I'm signing to you so I know you understand me. That was awesome.
Yeah, there were just so many standout moments throughout this movie.
Yeah. And she had so many cute little moments, like the little tap dance through the hall. And
When they had sex, then they showed her like the next day.
Earlier in the movie, she does like a little tap dance through the hall when she hears music before she ever meets the creature. She's got these little smiles and little looks that she gives people, which was
Again, facials. Jesus, that is so hard to do what she did.
Yeah.
Without saying anything.
Yep.
That is insane.
A very expressive mute character.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
It was gorgeous.
So, anything
It was
else?
Get out of here.
Anything else to say
The movie.
about this this sexy fish story?
No?
Not necessarily. What's our next category that we talk about? What would
Where's
you
this
I
change?
don't have the
What
papers.
would-
Oh yeah, where is this going? It's not going. I mean,
No.
Obviously not. Del Toro rarely does
The
this.
Shape of Water
Help.
2.
Let's get
Oh wait,
this
let's
party
talk.
started.
Wait, let's talk about the end. What happens at the very end?
Oh sure. Okay, so it's a little bit of a domino effect, putting the pieces together thing for Michael Shannon, which he's lost the creature. He's tasked to look for the creature, and he follows Michael Stuhlbarg's character around because he believes he had something to do with it or was a Russian spy, which turns out both were true. And he thought that there was a strike team involved in capturing the creature.
Right.
When
It was just a few ladies.
yeah, it was just Octavia and Sally. And Michael Stuhlbarg has a really gruesome torture scene.
Yeah.
He gets shot in the chest and the gut and through the cheeks, and he has 2 holes in his cheeks. And Michael Shannon grabs him by the cheek hole
Yeah.
and grabs him and drags him. And
It was pretty awesome.
oh man, that was real hard to watch.
I immediately
awesome.
thought of Pan's
That was
Labyrinth.
that and the other one where he pulls his fingers off. Those
No.
That was awesome.
those were
was
what I
gross.
call pencil trick moments, like the pencil
Batman.
trick in the
Yeah,
dark.
yeah, yeah. I
Because
got
the
that.
whole audience all gasped in unison.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he finds out what they're doing with the creature. They're going to release him at the docks when the rains are big enough. And he finds them. He shoots Sally Hawkins right in the stomach and shoots the creature. The creature, turns out, has fast healing.
Which we also find out because he healed.
Yeah, he has some
He has healing powers.
healing powers, but also some like restorative powers.
Right.
Because he gave Richard Jenkins some actual hair atop his bald head.
And got rid of his
And got rid of his cuts. Yeah.
The scratch marks. Yeah.
So there's an ending where he grabs Sally Hawkins' bleeding dead body and jumps into the river with her, and it's
you can
actually
see like the blood like flowing.
It's kind of a cool
beautiful.
scene because it could either be interpreted as he heals her and gives her gills where she has like these scars on her necks, or
That
that,
was so
she just
cool.
kind of died and that was like a dream, sort of. It could be interpreted either way.
No, didn't they literally say like they lived happily ever after or something?
Well, Jenkins did.
He's like, I could tell you she lived happily ever after. He could tell you that.
Yeah, but he doesn't
I
know.
don't know. I like that it's a little bit open.
I think they lived happily ever
I
after.
know you did.
I don't know if we
Oh, you
covered
did.
this, but apparently the guy from the pie shop is credited as Pie Guy.
That's wonderful.
I like Pie Clerk more, I think.
I like pie jerk.
I like Senor Pie.
I like pie.
I do.
Should we get pie after this?
Maybe.
Key lime.
Darren
Gross,
Aronofsky
absolutely
did
not.
a movie called
You don't like
Pie.
key lime pie?
No.
In all seriousness, like not really the movie. You don't like key lime pie?
No.
It's like a lime flavored cheesecake.
I don't
All
like
right, guys,
lime,
let's
and I
wrap
also
this
don't
up.
like cheesecake.
How would you rate key lime pie?
Fuck, dude, like 11 out of 10. Oh my god.
Yeah, it's my favorite pie.
Oh, you're talking about Pie, not the movie. I'm like,
There's a movie called Key Lime Pie?
No?
God, we're on 20 different pages. What would you give it, Zach? What's your rating? You said 4, right?
Yeah.
4.5.
I also give it 4.5.
4.
All right,
It's pretty high rating, though.
good. So nomi-noms. Nomi-noms.
Nami Noms.
Zach.
I'm gonna give the most complex villain to Michael Shannon and Best Director award.
Cool. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actress in a Leading Role, Sally Hawkins. Best Supporting Actor, Richard Jenkins. Titus Screenplay, Coolest Camera Work, Costumes, Makeup, and Hairstyling. I changed Complex Villain to just Best Villain, because that makes more sense to me.
Which we're changing for next year's.
Next year,
Yeah.
we'll
Or
change
we
it to Best
are gonna
Villain.
change
Best
the
Villain, Michael
categories.
Shannon. Best Romance, Eliza and Abe Sapien. Best Poster, specifically the white one that's pencil drawn.
Oh,
It's
yeah, I
gorgeous.
love it.
The best trailer, the one I'm talking about, is the very first trailer.
Yep.
And most memorable moment, where Eliza has that singing Hollywood musical scene.
Yeah.
And there you go. Nomi-noms.
I also have it for Best Picture. Best Director for GDT. Actress in a Leading Role for Sally Hawkins. Actor in a Supporting Role for Michael Shannon. If I had to go between the two, I would give it to Michael Shannon because he scared the shit out of me. Tidy Script. Camera Work. Coolest Costumes, Makeup, and Hairstyling. CGI. Best Romance. Movie Poster. Rock and Music because the score was lovely. Best Trailer. And then I'm a sucker for a happy ending, so the ending. When she got the gills from the cuts, I thought it was really, really sweet.
I would have said most rockin' music, but I don't think this boss score is rockin'. It's just really
But that's
Which
just,
we
that's
also-
just what we call
Which
it.
is what we're changing next year to make it more
Yeah.
it's not rockin', it's just the best music.
All right, well then I'm giving it best
We're working
music
on
too.
it.
Yeah.
So,
We're working
There we
on
go.
it.
To be fixed, 2018. Michael?
I'm kind of torn on whether to give this Best Picture, so I'm just going to hold off on that. But Actress in a Leading Role, Sally Hawkins. Actor in a leading role, Richard Jenkins. And funniest moment when she's describing the
The penis.
Bro, Richard Jenkins was not the leading actor. We just discussed this.
So
The movie was not about him. That's why there's a category for supporting. Mike, we had a full meeting about this.
He would
I
be
mean, there's a
supporting.
nicer way to say it, but he's correct.
Okay, so
Jenkins
then
is a supporting role.
supporting role and Michael Shannon leading role.
Nope.
No!
Still supporting. Still supporting.
Doug Jones, actor in a leading role.
I mean, yeah, Doug Jones, I guess, would be the lead man of this movie.
If they're...
Come on.
I don't even
I
think
mean,
there is, yeah.
If you were to nominate anyone for best leading
That's the
actor,
only one you could.
it would be Doug Jones.
Yes.
I mean, I put him in the category of costumes and makeup because,
Exactly.
the costume is
Can I add that?
a lot of the performance.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Oh, alright, never
Too
mind
late.
then.
Too late.
I also love the quote. He said, it took him 3 hours every day to get in and out of the costume.
Yeah.
He's like, this was freaking nothing compared to Pan.
Well, that's what he does all the time, though.
Yeah, he does this all the time.
Yeah.
Did you know he played Silver Surfer in Fantastic Four 2?
Yep.
He plays.
And even more important, he played the grave guy in Hocus Pocus.
That is more important than most anything
Has he ever played something not in
A human?
costume?
I don't.
Everyone's always in
Thinks-
Does
costume.
he actually even act?
Well,
Is he a person?
He did the voice of Abe Sapien in Hellboy 2. Where's
So, saddest death.
Oh, yeah, back to Mike. Sorry.
Sorry.
Sally Hawkins.
Oh yeah, I'm adding that too. Saddest death.
But they lived happily ever after. It's not a death.
In my mind.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's open to
You
interpretation.
gotta change that one too.
Even when she got shot, though.
Gotta change that
No.
one too.
I'm going to jump over this table and just come right
We
at you.
get so many more viewers.
The-
If you guys want to keep watching Going In Deep, let us know. If you guys would rather watch different battle royales every week, let us know that too.
Is that it for you?
Well, I'll put up more, but I just want to say the poster was fucking
the
awesome.
posters.
And the fact that
beautiful.
it was in the movie, too.
Would you not give Guillermo del Toro Best Director?
Yes.
Would you give
GDT,
would
as you
you-
put it.
It's only because that's his Instagram and Twitter handle, because I've been using it a lot lately. It's real GDT, so that's just easier to say.
Would you give Guillermo del Toro Best Lead Actor?
For Death Stranding.
I would give him best lead actor for his 2 episodes of It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh, man. Sally Hawkins for Best Supporting Actor.
You think...
I think that's it. So, wait. Would you, just to clarify, Best Picture?
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe. That's a tough one for me.
Oh, we didn't do who would you recommend it to?
Anyone who likes
Well,
sexy
would you
fish.
recommend it?
To anyone that wants to watch Guillermo del Toro's filmography.
I'd say, okay, just forewarning, this movie's super fucking raunchy. Just,
It's raunchy.
it's like
It's a
graphic.
It's graphic in more ways than one.
I think if you like
But
film, you'll like it.
Yeah.
It's not like a go watch this movie. It's like if you like a good piece of film, you should watch this.
yeah, I'm so glad the theater was empty, so I could.
Okay.
I said, like
This is
I
a
said,
family show.
like I said, best sexy fish movie of all time.
We are not Pee Wee Herman here.
Okay.
Who wants to see a movie?
So, you guys can go online, find us at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at www.uranus-awards.com. Be sure to join us next week as we tackle the season finale, I guess,
Our last
of the
movie of the
Uranus
year.
Awards, of Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi. Very
Holy God.
exciting.
Season.
And
I like that.
again, thank you to all of our friends who decided to give us money on Patreon. You guys are amazing. We always need more. Get us up to 100 so we can give monthly giveaways to you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you to Tyler from Mill Iron Studios.
Yep.
Shout out to Tyler.
And Mike, this is much deserved. You've been gone a long way, a long time. Go ahead and sign
need
us
a
out.
moment?
Also, this is gonna be really funny because like Tyler's not here to end
Yeah.
it, so I have to literally go up and like end
Yeah.
it. So
But
wait,
before you say anything, stare at Mike, everybody.
No, you gotta. Okay,
where are
Max,
you going?
You
Where
run
are
over
you
there.
going?
You guys, what
What
is
is
happening?
happening?
Run over there, and I'll say it like right when you close the
He wants to
stream.
be-
Okay, well,
Alright.
okay, bye guys.
This-
Mike's gonna talk
This
now.
is
Okay.
too much.
So wait,
Mike,
no, don't
where
worry.
Max was.
We're gonna coordinate this. Okay, you ready?
Mike, get lower.
get
All
where
right.
Max was.
This is going in deep, going dark.